First time cross, in towards Rashford! Oh, Marcus Rashford! Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen with a great cross, Rashford!
Can't get the cross into the box he needs, Garnacho!
Yeah! Marcus Rashford is a name that needs no introduction. A Manchester United and England striker, he's known for his brilliance on the pitch. But what many people don't know is that Rashford has a personal connection to the issue of food poverty. This is the story of how Marcus Rashford went from food poverty to feeding millions of kids. Marcus Rashford is a name synonymous with excellence on the football field. However, few people know the difficult journey he took to get to where he is today. As the youngest of 5 siblings, Rashford was raised by his single mother, Melanie Maynard, who worked tirelessly to provide for her family. Despite her best efforts, there were times when the family struggled to put food on the table, with Rashford often going hungry himself. Despite this, he never complained, knowing that his mother was doing everything in her power to support her children. In several interviews, Rashford opened up about his childhood experiences, speaking candidly about the hunger he felt growing up, but also acknowledging the generosity of friends who opened their doors and their hearts to him during difficult times. If there was food on the table, there was food on the table. If there's not, I had friends who understood my situation and maybe I could go to their house to get some food. During his appearance on BBC Breakfast, Rashford spoke about his childhood, saying that it was important for him to help those who were struggling, as he had once gone through the same situation. He spoke of his mother's efforts, and she would schedule out the week by purchasing 7 yogurts and rationing them out so that each of her children could have one a day. He highlighted that there are some families with 4 or 5 children and it's simply impossible for them to take control of the situation. Marcus Rashford's incredible football journey began at the age of just 6, where he was already showing exceptional talent and was being scouted by multiple professional clubs. He had brief stints at Manchester City, Everton, Newcastle, Crewe, Accrington and Liverpool before finally being offered a 6-week trial at United. Rashford's mother was unsure about the football academies and relied on her sons to guide her to the right one. In the end, the decision came down to which club they supported and wanted to play for. United was the clear choice for Rashford and his family, as it was everything he dreamed of as a child. Once a player joins Manchester United, the feeling of being part of such a prestigious club stays with them for a lifetime. Rashford himself attests to this and states that even if a player leaves the club, they will always be a Red at heart. Growing up, Rashford would sometimes get the opportunity to watch the first team's training sessions and was in awe of the players such as Tim Howard, who was one of his favourite goalkeepers. The excitement of watching the first team train and being a part of the same club inspired Rashford to work hard and pursue his dream of becoming a professional footballer. Marcus's life changed dramatically when he enrolled at Ashby-on-Mersey School, a school affiliated with Manchester United's academy programme. Despite being only 11 years old, a year younger than the typical age for enrolment in the programme, Rashford's mother reached out to the club and pleaded for her son to be given a chance. Recognising his potential, Manchester United fast-tracked Rashford into the programme, and he soon found himself playing alongside future stars like Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard and Revel Morrison. This experience elevated Rashford's game as he trained and played with the players who were 4 years his senior. By the time he was 16, Rashford was training with his first team under the guidance of then-manager David Moyes. Given a chance due to an injury crisis, Rashford seized the moment and scored twice in his debut in the Europa League. The young Marcus Rashford began to show promise as a football player when he was allowed to train with the Manchester United first team at the tender age of 16. This was during the 2013-2014 season under the management of David Moyes. Rashford recalls the experience with fondness, describing it as an amazing feeling. He and a group of academy players were invited to train with the senior team for the first time, and although the season was focused on tactical drills rather than playing with the ball, Rashford saw it as a priceless learning experience. Rashford's journey to the top of the football world has been nothing short of remarkable. From a young age, the coaches at Carrington were impressed by his natural talent and ability on the field, labelling him as a high flyer. However, even they were taken aback by the speed of his rise from youth team football to the senior side. At the beginning of the 2015-2016 season, Rashford's goal was to secure a place in the under-18s team, but he ended it playing in the FA Cup final and representing England in the Euro 2016 tournament. His debut for Manchester United was a stroke of luck, as he was given the opportunity to play in a Europa League game against FC Midtjylland due to an injury to Anthony Martial during the warm-up. Rashford took full advantage of this chance and scored 2 goals, impressing the then manager Louis van Gaal. In the next game against Arsenal, Rashford was given another chance to play, and once again he delivered 2 more goals, announcing himself to the world as a rising star in the football world. The time spent with the first team allowed him to pick up new skills and techniques, which he was then able to apply to his own game. These small moments added up and helped Rashford's progress towards becoming a first-team player. From there, Rashford has gone on to make 270 appearances for Manchester United, scoring an impressive 88 goals and establishing himself as one of the club's most dangerous weapons on the pitch. In the 2020-2021 season, Rashford was a constant force, scoring 21 goals across all competitions and helping to lead the team under the direction of manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. With his contribution of skill and determination, it's no wonder that Rashford is on track to become one of the greatest goal scorers in Manchester United history. Throughout his career, Rashford has had many memorable moments and notable achievements. He made his debut for Manchester United in a Europa League match against FC Midtjylland in 2016. He scored 2 goals in the match, which was a shock to many, as he was not expected to start the game. 3 days after his debut, Rashford scored 2 more goals in a Premier League match against Arsenal. This was the first of many goals he would score in the Premier League, and it helped establish him as a top-tier player. Rashford also played a key role in Manchester United's Europa League win in 2017. He scored in the semi-final against Celta Vigo and was instrumental to helping his team reach the final. And that's not all. Rashford made his debut for the England national team in 2016 and has since become a key player for the Three Lions. He has scored goals for England in important games and has been a regular member of the squad. But even though he has many accomplishments in the sport, the athlete's biggest highlight was outside the pitch. The talented footballer leads a lavish lifestyle, residing in a magnificent mansion in one of the city's poshest neighbourhoods. But his current opulence is a stark contrast to the struggles he faced during his childhood. Despite his mother's hard work, there were times when they couldn't afford basic necessities like food. In response to this, Rashford has made it his mission to give back to those in need. In partnership with FareShare, he has worked tirelessly to provide 3 million meals to schoolchildren who would have had otherwise gone hungry. His activism reached a new height when he wrote an impassioned open letter to all MPs, urging them to take action. The letter resulted in the government making a significant reversal, with an extra £120 million being allocated to a one-time COVID summer food fund. However, despite Rashford's efforts, the new proposal to provide free meals to 1.4 million children in need during the holidays until Easter of next year was unfortunately defeated in the House of Commons, with 322 MPs voting against it. Nevertheless, Rashford's unwavering commitment to making a difference in the lives of those in need continues to inspire and make a lasting impact. The government's decision caused widespread frustration and anger throughout the nation. In response, Marcus Rashford spoke out, expressing his concern that children would go to bed not only hungry, but feeling like they do not matter. He called upon MPs to put aside their political differences and come together in the name of humanity. Despite this setback, Rashford remained determined to make a difference and is now promoting businesses that have stepped up to offer free meals to children in need, where the government has fallen short. Rashford's own upbringing in Wythenshawe, Manchester has informed his activism. He attended a primary school where the number of pupils receiving free school meals was twice the national average. When asked about his experiences of hunger as a child in an interview, Rashford replied, "Yes, of course." These experiences have fueled his passion for creating change and fighting for those in need. Rashford launched a new campaign calling for the provision of free school meals for children during the school holidays. He used his platform to raise awareness of child poverty and the impact of the pandemic on families. The involvement of Marcus in the campaign had an immediate and a significant impact on the operations of FareShare. The organisation's fundraising target of £20 million was quickly achieved, with a significant portion of the donations coming from the general public. According to FareShare CEO Lindsay Bossell, the organisation saw an unprecedented influx of donations, reaching £500,000 within a week of Rashford's involvement, coming from 35 different countries. Before Rashford's involvement, FareShare was delivering 930,000 meals each week, but the number has now consistently exceeded 2 million, although still falling short of the demand. The impact of Rashford's campaign can be attributed to several factors, one of which is the government's tendency to incite cultural wars. Health Secretary Matt Hancock's statement singling out millionaire footballers as needing to take a pay cut and play their part was seen as tone deaf, while the public's response to Rashford's campaign demonstrated their support for a single-issue protest that no child should go hungry during the lockdown. The impact of Rashford's campaign highlights the need for continued support for families in need and the importance of taking action to address the issue of child hunger. Thanks for watching, and if you want to pick the next topic for our videos, go to the link in the description and submit your idea.